Welcome to the program. Well, today, the People's Democratic Party in Edo State chose not to sign the peace accord during the ceremony held in the state's capital, Benin City. While the PDP attended the event, it refrained from endorsing the accord, which was signed by 16 other political parties. The peace accord, led by the National Peace Committee under General Abdulsalami Abubakar retired, is designed to promote a violence-free election.
We've had situations where, from the Inspector General's office, there are armed gangs of policemen who have come into Edo State to just invade, arrest, and take away PDP members. As we speak, there are about 10 in detention in Abuja without trial. And for me, my role as the Chief Security Officer is being made nonsense of by the IG. Because the commission arrests, we heard somebody was arrested, the chairman was arrested. I called the commissioner. I said, please, I understand this has happened. Please look into it and let me know. He said, I'll come back to you, sir. And he just refused, he ignored me, didn't say anything. It was the next morning at 4 a.m., he moved that person to Abuja. And I said, speak the out there. So, sir, how can we sign a peace accord? Why should we? Because clearly what they're saying is it's going to be a very violent election. And they're going to use the forces of coercion and intimidation to win the elections in Edo, whether we like it or not. That's the message. I have got the IG in town who said no until everybody arrested in Edo is released or brought back to Edo to be tried for whatever offenses you claim they've committed. We have no confidence that the police is going to protect us.
Well, that was Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State ahead of the signing ceremony that held today. He was making a threat to the Peace Committee, National Peace Committee, and today the party carried out the threat to not be a part of that signing ceremony by not endorsing the accord. Well, for more on their perspective as a party, Tony Aziegemi, the Edo State PDP chairman, joins me from Benin City. Thank you so much for joining us on Prime Time.
Thank you, Adesua, for having me.
Great. So you did carry out the threat to not be a part of the accord today. Tell Nigerians watching tonight, what does the PDP hope to achieve by not signing that symbolic accord?
Okay. We have high regards for the membership of the National Peace Committee, headed by former head of state, our revered General Abdulsalami Abubakar. We hold him in high esteem. We think he's doing a fantastic job. We've signed this peace accords in the former elections that we had. But we have not had the kind of situation that we have in Edo State now, as we have now. The peace accord is supposed to show that everybody is playing by the rules of the game, that the police are neutral, that INEC is neutral, that everybody is doing what is supposed to do according to the provisions of the law. But as we speak, we have very, very strong concerns that the police, headed by this Inspector General of Police, is not neutral. And we couldn't have affixed our signature to a paper that says, this is a peace accord, I promise to do A, B, C, D, when you know from the beginning that the people that are supposed to guarantee safety of voters is partial, is biased, headed by this IGP. And we laid out the reasons why we think so. We're not just saying so for the sake of saying so. We are saying so for what we know, which is, and these are the facts, and I challenge anybody to fact check me. Number one, on the 18th of July, there was mayhem at the airport of Benin City. The Guardian newspapers of 23rd of July on page 15 showed the faces of all those that took part in that mayhem. As we speak, not one single person in that picture.
Mr. Tony Aziegemi, the Edo State PDP chairman, do we still have you there?
I'm still here.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. You were trying to land on the point you were making?
The point we are making is, after the 18th of July, the people that perpetrated that havoc were clearly APC talks. The Vanguard newspapers of 23rd, on page 15 of that newspaper, published the faces of those people at the scene of the mayhem. It's not the PDP. It's not PDP's affair. We are not there. That wasn't our event. PDP members were not at that event. It was an APC event. Unfortunately, we lost a police officer. We sympathize. We pray that his soul rests in perfect peace, and we sympathize with the family of the lost police officer. However, after that, mayhem is now being unleashed on members of my political party. As we speak, more than 10 members of my party are in police custody without trial for the past 2 weeks.
Mr. Aziegemi, you confronted the Inspector General of Police today. I don't know if my producer has that clip. And you put these questions to him, and he did respond to you. On the 18th incident, he did say a police officer was killed, and that if your notion is that he's been partisan because he's going after those who allegedly killed a police officer, then you might have to have that notion for a long time. On the issue of arresting your party members, he also replied and said the police had arrested individuals who committed crimes. Now, whether they belong to a political party was a different kettle of fish for the police force. When he responded to your questions, did that assuage any of your concerns about your allegations, your grave allegations that the Inspector General of Police is partisan?
Adesua, I want to thank you for this. It means you were really following up what was going on. Now, the answers the IGP gave yesterday just shows how incompetent he is. He's grossly inadequate to occupy that position. I just told you, there are pictures of all those carrying guns at the premises of the airport when that mayhem happened. I challenge the IGP to come up to show that any of these people he took to Alhaji Duse Magistrate Court in Abuja, the outskirts of Abuja this morning, were anywhere near the airport where this mayhem happened. You see, that's why. You see, I want to draw the attention of Nigerians to the fact that this Nigeria is not Nigeria of 1999. It's not Nigeria of 1979, where police can just come and concoct stories and people will buy into it. We are dealing with facts here. I beg Nigerians, please go get the copy of the 23rd of July Vanguard newspapers, page 15. I've given those copies to the journalists. Those faces, those people there waving guns, who are they? Are they among these 10 people? Secondly, Adesua, the chairman of Esan West was taken into custody, flown to Abuja by 4 a.m. 3 days ago. Was he also because he had a disagreement with somebody, with an APC person in Ile, in Esan West? The point we are making is that if these guys, you are saying they committed something, and I can tell you, I'm not a judge, but let the court decide. And you have no right in this world to keep them for upwards of 2-3 weeks without charging them.
Great, Mr. Aziegemi. So it does look like you have an axe to grind with the security operatives, particularly the Nigeria Police Force and particularly the IGP, as you have raised today at that signing ceremony when you confronted him face to face. So then, how do you reconcile your party's refusal to sign the peace accord, which you have also highlighted, is led by respected figures like General Abdulsalami Abubakar and even the revered Bishop Matthew Kuka? Don't you think that your refusal to sign may send a signal that your party and your candidates are not committed to having a peaceful election in the state?
That's what, as a party, the PDP in Edo State, I will say this a million times, we are ready for the elections. We are committed to a peaceful, free, fair, credible elections. What we don't want to be a party to is to sign a paper when our hands and legs are being tied by the Nigerian police, led by this biased IGP. That is what we don't want to be part of. For the elections to take place peacefully, let the will of Edo people prevail. That is all what PDP is asking for. I also told a few people yesterday that we don't need help from the INEC or from the police. What we are saying is do what the Electoral Act says, do what the Constitution says, and we'll be fine. But you cannot make us to sign a piece of paper, with all due respect to the Abdulsalami National Peace Committee, and then you are doing things to our party members. In fact, today, the mother and the wives of some of those that have been in police custody, we are the Victor Wifo Creative Hub. How would you, Adesowa, if you were in my shoes, how would you have signed that paper, looking at the faces of the children, the wives, and the mother of those guys that they have not seen? They are not seeing their sons, they are not seeing their husbands, they are not seeing their fathers for the past 2-3 weeks. How would you have signed? I mean, see, we have to be very careful in this country in terms of doing things that are humane, that are genuine, that are godly. You can't say because you are IGP today and then you just take and do whatever you want to do. Not in Edo. It will never happen.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, Tony Aziegemi, Edo State PDP chairman from Benin City, we thank you. We'll be watching the space, and we do hope that peace reigns supreme in Edo State ahead, during, and even after the governorship election scheduled for September 21.